Big thanks goes out to Mark and Julie of RV Love for joining us this week on Charted Life's Conversation at the Helm. And make sure you check out their book, Living the RV Life, available on our website at www.thechartedlife.net/the OG Shop. Make sure you check it out in the OG Shop, where you'll find something for everything that made you say, oh, geez, why didn't I think of that? This is Captain Christopher German. Hey, guess what? Hey, you know what, folks? I have a little story to tell you. This is Conversations at the Helm. And guess what just happened? Just about 15 seconds before we were supposed to start the show, we got the blue screen of death on our computer, and everything shut down. We had spent the better part of 5 hours today trying to prepare for this show, and the second we were supposed to go live, everything shut down, and everything's rebooting right now. And we managed to get an air on the channel, and we managed to do stuff. And I've got the Hitler do going on right now, and we're doing our best to get this thing together. But guess what? That's the American way, isn't it? And that's what this show's all about. It's about celebrating the right to travel here in the United States. And we have been struggling with the internet for the last couple of days. We didn't get the show on Thursday night because we're out at Cape Lookout Lighthouse, and unfortunately there was no internet. Facebook has been acting weird. The internet has been acting weird. All kinds of strange stuff has been going on. So we didn't get to do the Thursday night show. So we said we're going to put together a darn tootnish show that we could do on Sunday night. And guess what? The computer died seconds before we were supposed to go on air. So we are muddling things together, and we are doing it on the fly, calling an audible, whatever euphemism you want to use. But we are on the air now, and you are watching Conversations at the Helm. I'm Captain Christopher German. This is the Charted Life Television Network, and we're going to have a show. One way or another, the show must go on, and we're going to do it. And we have some great guests that God and the internet willing tonight, we will get to share with you, because we have some very, very special guests waiting on the line, hopefully soon enough. Julie and Mark Bennett of RV Love. They are the authors of the book, Living the RV Life. They're also the founders of the RV Success School, and we are now purveyors of those products, and you can get them on our website at www.thechartedlife.net in the Augie's bookshop. And if you go in there, you can sign up and get in and enroll in RV school, and we'll give you 10% off if you go through our website. There's a coupon code at the bottom of that page. It's the Charted Life 10. And you can get 10% off, and you can start the RV Success School. And that's all up there, and we're going to be talking with them later on in this show, so you got to stay with us the whole show to get the whole big picture of what's going on. We also have some interesting videos we pulled down, which we thought we might share with you, and I put together a video which is about celebrating the right to travel in the United States. We have 50 states in this United States, and it is legal for you as an American citizen to travel in between each and every one of them without papers and without any kind of special permissions. And that's actually a very unique right, because back in the days you weren't allowed to go between countries, and a lot of places in the world you're not allowed to go between countries without having a border guard and all kinds of stuff like that. There's a little bit of an issue happening down on the southern border we know all about right now, with walls being built and such like that. So we really ought to celebrate our right to travel between the United States And so I put together a little bit of a video celebrating that, and we would love to share that with you, providing that we can get that thing pulled up in the near term. And right now, my lovely bride, please send a prayer to her right now. She is pulling her hair out, and she's cursing the guy that came up with the internet and the computers and all the other stuff. And I'm really trying to keep it all together here. But we are going to have a show for you, and it is all about traveling across the United States. So this is our show for tonight. I obviously need to step back into the washroom and fix my hair because I got this funky little thing going on right here. I apologize for that. But guess what? We are going to have a show, and I have to take a moment right now, and I'm gonna send a shout out because I have to kick this off with Dane and Jessica Dupree. You guys are the bomb diggity. You are the people that helped us out in a huge way. Let me tell you a little story. We were out on Cape Lookout, and I forgot to bring extra gas, and we ran out of gas out there. And we also forgot to bring propane for our stove. So there they are. So we called our good friends over there on Harker's Island. They were heading out there, and we said, hey, if you're coming out here, you could bring us some gas or some propane. We would really appreciate it. And they swung in, and they gave us a 30-pound tank of propane and 4 gallons of gas, and they saved our bacon in a huge, huge way. So Dane and Jessica, we love you. You're the best. Happy 4th of July. I hope your stepdad's doing all right, Jessica. I understand they had to adjourn their 4th of July a little bit early that night because they had a medical emergency they had to return to. But I do hope the rest of your weekend went better than that, and we'll find out more about that on Monday, I'm sure. But I wanted to thank you publicly for the wonderful help that you gave us while we were out there at Cape Lookout this weekend. And we have a video of what it looked like out there. And let me check with the engineer. We already played it. Well, let's play it one more time because they missed the beginning of it, I think. And we're going to show you the video that was supposed to be the whole thing, and we're going to give you a quick little look at what it looked out there. Can we play it again?
Sure.
Okay, let's play that again.
It looks like it's recording because there's a little red dot on the screen.
Oh, I can kind of see the screen a lot better now.
Yeah, you stick the glass with me. Hey, how you guys folks doing? I'm Captain Christopher German, and this is my lovely wife, Jennifer German, and we are here on the 4th of July, and the reason we're here on the 4th of July is because we don't want to be in civilization right now. But the problem with being not in civilization is there's no Wi-Fi signal here, so we're not going to be able to go live tonight from this place that we thought we would. Apparently there's a big onslaught of the internet today, and we are not allowed to access it from this remote location, although we did have hopes to do so. But hey, we're going to make alternative arrangements, and so this is not our Thursday night broadcast. This is going to be our Sunday night broadcast, and it is going to be the only chance you get to look at the 4th of July episode of Conversations at the Helm. Would you like to add anything else?
I don't think so, but I love it at Cape Lookout.
Well, she's even got her LaCroix beverage here. We have a phenomenal setup here, and we're going to have some more footage of that coming to you very shortly of all the cool things we have going on here. But we've got a tent, we've got a bathroom, we got a cooker, we got propane, we got a view, we got the lighthouse. By very shortly, and we've got our puppies. You want to see our puppies? Let's see. Stand by. These are our puppies, Buxton and Paisley. Let's go as wide as we can. We're wide. Say hi, Paisley.
Oh,
The baby. How's the baby doing? Covered in sand. And the Buxton right there, covered in sand. How you doing, Bucks? You look a little hot. Well, we'll make do. If you want to... That's our boat. Do you use a generator on a regular basis? Do you have trouble starting it up, pouring the fuel in, getting the thing going? Well, if you do, we have the solution for you. Introducing Car Generator. That is, the car generator, which produces the power from your car with the simple hookup of your battery. And it will only use the fuel in your car to get it going. It weighs just 16 pounds, and it is ready to go when you are, whenever you need to have electricity power to your trailer, to your RV, to your camping site, to your home, whatever. If the storms blow, if the floods come, if natural disasters strike, you are ready to go with the car generator. All you do is simply plug it into your car, and as long as your car has gas, you have power on the road and on the go. Don't get caught out in the cold. Call 800-750-4660 and order your car generator today, or go to cargenerator.com and order yours today.
Hey everyone, it's Julie and Mark here from RV Love, and we're here with a quick update as we get ready to head into our most exciting week of 2018.
So stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody. As Julie mentioned, this is the most exciting week of the year for us.
Yes, we've had a huge 2018. As you guys know, we changed coach early this year. We've been writing a book for our publisher, Adams Media, Simon & Schuster. We filmed and premiered the RV Nomads movie at Nomad Fest last month. And now we're very excited to share with you, like very proud parents, our birthing our new baby into the world. Ta-da! It's our book, it's here, it's Living the RV Life, your ultimate guide to life on the road. And
this is the real book,
the real
not
book,
just the
not
little
just the
sample.
Oh my gosh, this is so exciting, guys. We got this delivered to Colorado. We were still in Texas driving up to Colorado when they arrived at Mark's mom's house, and we were like, let's just get there. We want to be united with our boxes of books.
Well, and what's really amazing for that is that, you know, this has been such a big project, such a big year, and when I asked my mom if she could please open a box of books and send us a photo, and it was actually a very emotional thing for me to see all these books, because they're finally real, because this has been such a big project and such a labor of love to be able to create this and to see the actual books and know that they are printed, and knowing that they're showing up in bookstores all across the country and in Costco's and all these places.
They're already there, actually. Yeah. They just can't put them on the shelves until Tuesday, November 20. That's the official publish day. If you've ordered your book already from Amazon or Barnes & Noble or one of the independent booksellers, it's probably already on its way to you to hit your doorstep or mailbox or wherever you had it sent to on Tuesday. So very, 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 very excited, if you can't tell. What was different about this book to what we were expecting with the sample for me was the weight. It was actually, it's a really substantial book. The quality's amazing. I'm really impressed.
The photo quality for me, because we have packed a ton of photos into this book, and the photo quality is so high. And so it just looks so much better than I even expected it to.
You know, spoiler alert, I actually did take a couple of these photos with my iPhone through the windshield of the coach while Mark was driving, and it still turned out well enough to make it to the published version of our book. But this is a little sample of 256 pages. You can see there's nearly 100 photos in there, 16 case studies of RVer profiles of other experienced RVers out there from all different walks of life, doing it in all different ways, to really bring all of the content to life and put it in context of how people are actually doing it. On the back here you'll see it's called Your Roadmap to the Mobile Life, and that's really what it is. That's really what we set out to achieve, and we did it. So.
And yes, they did do it, and it is a phenomenal book. We've been spending the last couple weeks, we've been digging through it, and we actually just came across the book a couple weeks ago, I guess, and through email and back and forth. And they're tough. They're like nailing gel into a wall. They're wandering all over the place. Apparently, they're up in Maine right now. They were out in Colorado earlier, but tonight, right now, we have them on the phone. Mark and Julie Bennett, RV Love. Are you guys there? Can you hear me?
We are. We can hear you.
Outstanding. With big wave over there from Jennifer on the other side of the camera. How are you guys doing tonight?
We're doing awesome.
Well, that is good to hear.
How good does it get?
I'm sorry, say again?
So we're in Maine. How good does it get?
Well, tell you the truth, we were trying to clean the boat out today, and it's about 95 degrees with 90% humidity. And I was saying to Jennifer, I will pay you to drive me to some place a little bit more reasonable up north, and to find out you guys are up in Maine. You have my absolute enduring love for you, because I would love to be with you right now.
Oh, it's so gorgeous here. It's a beautiful sunny day. It was in the mid-70s. It was
Perfect.
full Sunday. Lower humidity than what you're experiencing. Amazing day. Yeah,
Well,
to be on your call with
Well, so good to have you. Watch out for those mosquitoes up there. I'm a New Englander myself, and the main mosquitoes will actually carry your pets away and take limbs from you. So please be careful, okay?
Thanks for the warning, because that was one of my
Well, absolutely.
fears. We hit the road 5 years ago. But
Well, we got a little bit of buffering, and that's part of the lifestyle that we're in right now. We are having this. We had the trouble. We were at Cape Lookout the other day with trying to get a signal. So you guys are up in the woods of Maine right now, but we have a subject we have to get into, which is this book. We played your video when you were announcing that the book was coming out on the 22nd of November, and Jennifer has been tearing through this thing. I can't even get it out of her hand so that I can look at it. So I'm going over the RV School Success School website while she's going over the book. But tell me, what gets you guys? What made you decide to write this book, and for that matter, what got you on the whole RV thing? Tell us the backstory on this thing a little bit.
Well, the backstory on the RV lifestyle goes back quite a ways. I mean, I used to have a really unique job where I was prize patrol for a contest where I was giving it away. That's in 1 year, flying to the winners. We actually had a motorhome, and we traveled around giving away the checks. And I thought, this is the way to travel. And then a couple years later, this was long before I knew Julie, actually. And then when Julie and I were getting married, we met a couple who were living this lifestyle, and we thought, wow, that's great. Someday. And then a couple years later, we're like, why can't Sunday be? Because we finally had to do remotely. And then we thought, well, home is more of a state of mind than it is a location. So let's try and take our home on the road. And that was 5 years ago, a little over 5 years ago. And we've been loving the style ever since.
Well, that's amazing. And you guys are second lifers the way Jen and I are, because you guys had, and I read a bit about this, and I was doing some research on you guys, but you guys met a little bit into your post second life after the primary world, and you settled upon living in the RV and all that kinds of stuff. And so 5 years into it, looking back, what have you learned?
oh gosh, what have we learned? I mean, for those that might be wondering, by the way, what my accent is, I'm Australian.
Well, I didn't want to give away the
Originally, I've been
secret.
here 11
So.
years. Yeah. I'm from the West Coast. Second life has definitely started my life over again back in 2008 when I moved to the US. We met in 2010. So we've been together coming up 9 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And
But we've actually been living in RV longer than traditional
Right.
home, which is a fun trivia.
right,
Well, that's
and it's
cool.
much smaller than our original home.
Well, and that was, I think, a great lesson that Jennifer and I happened upon when we decided we were going to start the charted life. Shortly after we got married, we had both done the house thing, we had both done the sticks and bricks life, and we just decided, life had too much to hold for us as we are getting a little bit older and a little bit wiser. That why put all this time into paying the bills and paying for a sticks and bricks home? Let's do the fun thing. Let's hop in an RV. Let's hop in a boat. Let's go where we're gonna go. How much of that was you guys starting the RV thing is not wanting to be anchored to a piece of property while you're exploring the world?
No,
Absolutely.
That was a big part of it. And actually that was what I think really a big part of driving that was after going to Australia to see a lot of Julie's family and friends and realizing that so many of them had seen more of the United States than I had. I deal with work and travel fun before that. And so we thought, hey, with the limited time off we have from our jobs, because we still were working full time, mind you, we wanted to be able to maximize that time off by traveling around the country in our, so that when you're on vacation, as soon as you get done with work, you're already at the Grand Canyon, on the doorstep of wherever you want to go see.
Yeah, and we're both drivers, we love driving, we love road trips. I mean, that's that's what we're always really looking for. And so it made sense for us to be life. And in a nice townhome, in a nice neighborhood, we had nice neighbors, we had a nice life, nice jobs, nice cars. Like everything was nice, right? It's not like there was anything wrong in our life, nothing. But did start talking about some of our dreams for travel and seeing places and doing things. You know, I guess like, you know, a lot of people would call it a bucket list. And, you know, just permission about that and think about that and needing until retirement, and asking us, well, how can we start bringing more of that into our life now? How can we start living a bucket list life, I guess, and incorporate it with work, you know, not retirement age, but still for retirement. And we didn't do a bigger house, just the two of us. You know, we don't have kids. We had a dog at the time, and so it was just the three of us. And let's just hit the road, see these scenic highways and byways of America. There's so much beauty in North Carolina. It's amazing. And states, 5 years. We did 48 states in the first couple of years, and by the end of 3.5 years, we'd visited all 50 states. And to say that you can do that while you're still working full time, I think blows a lot of people, because so many people think how time we get for vacations and how, you know, how much travel we were able to pack into that. It was pretty crazy, right?
Well, you know, that's exactly a sentiment that came from the Hovies. We had about a month ago, we had them on here. And we have to have a big old dinner party with all of us together. And, you know, I imagine we're going to stream that live and hear the Hovie story with, you know, the Bennett story. And we've got all kinds of people that have to come together. But the Hovies were talking about, they wanted to live on vacation. They didn't want to have to work jobs and play part-time, but they wanted to play full-time and get paid to play, or be, you know, perma-vacationers is the term they used for it. And it sounds like that's something that you guys happened upon as well, is this idea that you don't have to wait for 3 weeks a year to have vacation if you change the way that you choose to live your life. And I think that is the real message behind the RV life and the mobile lifestyle and the liveaboard lifestyle, and all these different people and all these different programs that we have. You know, are you really thinking about, does it feel like life is vacation for you now? It's certainly, you're working too damn hard. You got books and schools and all kinds of stuff. Yeah. You're switching RVs. You know, are you on vacation?
I would definitely say that we're not on vacation. We do live an enviable life in a lot of people's eyes, though. Yeah. We do work a lot, but we have so many experiences and so much freedom and fullness and enrichment, and a lot of freedom. And that, you know, we do work a lot. The first 3 years on the road, I had a regular job that I just was able to do remotely. Now we work for ourselves, which has more freedom than before, but we still work a lot. But we at least have options. You know, like this week, I had one of our friends had some heavy equipment for earth moving, and I was able to play around with that equipment on a Monday instead of being at my desk, because I can change the hours that I'm working with our flexibility, which is a real gift.
Yeah, I think anyone that's started their own business or has, you know, moved to self-employment knows that, you know, when you're self-employed, sometimes you end up working harder and longer than you did in a regular job, especially in the first couple of years when you're building that. And we've definitely been doing that. But I think what we've been doing is laying a lot of foundations and creating a lot of resources for people that, you know, I mean, we've written the book, and that came out in November. It's actually about to go into its third print run here in less than 8 months. But, you know, that's out there now. You know, that's done. Same with our online school for RVers, RV Success School. It was a massive project getting that ready and launched, but that's out there now. And, you know, we'll continue to do updates. But, you know, we've really done a lot of work behind the scenes to lay a lot of really solid foundations to help people that, you know, we hope will be there for the longer term to help them as they embark on the journey. But, you know, YouTube videos and blog posts, they're always ongoing. But I think we're getting to a point now where we've created so much content
and passive income, which then starts to give us more of that vacation lifestyle that you speak of.
Yeah.
Well, and speaking of working too hard, let's talk about the time frame you had on this book. You were telling us about this a little earlier today. That you had like a 3-week deadline to get this book together, and it was printed 3 weeks later, and that was the entire grand total of the for this. I mean, you guys are amazing.
We had about a month for the actual main manuscript, but we knew we had a couple rounds of edits, 3 rounds of edits, to be able to come back to do it a little bit, refine it a little bit more in the months after that. But the bulk of it and having the main manuscript was in only a month's time frame.
Yeah. We had an extra couple of weeks to pull together the photos, and it went off to print in July. And then it was printed offshore because it's quite heavy, and there are a lot of color photos in it. So that took a little longer to print. But it was a wild ride for sure. That's something we're really proud.
And that's something I think when you find out the time it took you put into putting this together, it wasn't just the month of prep time for the manuscript and whatnot. This is a collection of photos that you've taken from the road, and that is one of the things that somebody picks this book up, immediately you see this is a very beautiful book. It's in a phenomenal coffee table book, but it's a great resource and a great mental journey to take in that book, especially with the beautiful photography and the well put together nature of the book. How many different places, how long were you assembling all of these parts and pieces to be able to put such a quintessentially beautiful piece together?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of elements to that because, like you were saying, the photographs, we would have been collecting those the whole time we've been on the road. But also,
not knowing they'd end up in a book.
Not knowing they'd end up in a book.
Some of them were just taken on my iPhone.
But also, there's a couple other elements to that, too, in that the content, there was a lot of content, and what we've learned in that we're constantly learning from people that we meet on the road and sharing their experiences as well. It's not just ours. We're taking our cumulative knowledge of everyone when we try and build the content to educate people in this book. But also the orange pages in there are also RVer profiles from other people we've met that help show that there's a lot of different ways to live this lifestyle, not just one. And so those relationships were built over many years as well. So to your point, yes, this book was something that was many years in the making, embodying the knowledge and building the relationships and collecting the photos. It only came together in a short amount of time, but it was a lot of time in the building. It's one of those 5-year success story, 5-year overnight success.
Yeah. I think we'd actually, Christopher, we had talked about self-publishing a book already in 2018, and we hadn't actually sat down and dug into it yet, but that was what we had planned to do, so it was quite a surprise when out of the blue last January, this publisher, Adams Media, a division of Simon & Schuster, which many of your audience may have heard of, big publishing house, owned up by CBS, reached out to us and asked us to write the book, and we're just like, what? That doesn't happen, who gets a publishing deal? Publishers, it's really hard to do that these days. So I think we felt incredibly honored. The ridiculous deadline, we weren't going to say no. So we just thought we'll just kill ourselves for the next month and pull it off, and we did. So yeah, it was a ride, that was for sure.
Well, if it's been to be told by any of the videos you have out there, you handled the stress of it impeccably because you didn't have bags under the eyes, and you certainly, you could have looked pretty harrowed in that kind of time frame, but it didn't show on camera anyway. So we do applaud you for that.
that footage didn't make it to YouTube.
God bless editing, right?
Honestly, we didn't have time. Like when we got that deadline, we said, "Oh my goodness, we have to put everything on hold." So our audience is. Luckily we've got an awesome community. RV love them. And people missed us, but I think they also really understand, and they've been really supportive. People have been with us for a long time, and so yeah, we had to put a hold on. I put a hold on my birthday even. I'm like, what, birthday has to wait. That has to go on hold, and then when this is behind us, then we'll go celebrate because I'll be able to relax and enjoy it more. But sometimes in life an opportunity presents itself, and you've just got to grab it with both hands and go for it. And we couldn't operate at that pace all the time, that's for sure. But it was a good team effort, actually. It was something that it was both an equal contribution to that, and it worked together really well.
Well, and I think that the purpose behind this book is, I think, one of the fuel that made it such a heavy, easy lift, so to speak, you know, because I do sense that you guys are teachers at heart and you really do enjoy the educational sides of this. And I think that's kind of the purpose of this book, is to share the lessons you've learned. And it really... And we're back. This is Captain Christopher German, and I am turning off the lav mug right now, and we have made it back. And do we still have you guys? Julie and Mark, are you there? This is the nature of live television, and it's why I have an amazingly beautiful and intelligent wife that is backing me up on the board, and she saved the day. So let's get back to our conversation, shall we?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Okay, again, much apologies. This is live television. That's what happens. There you go. But let's talk about, I asked you a question about teaching and the idea that you guys are the teachers behind all this whole thing. And how much was that was a motivation behind the book?
Well, I think it was a big motivation for the book because we wanted to create something that was not available to us when we first hit the road. A year prior, we had created an online school, the RV Success School, and then this book was a way to be able to reach out to a broader audience and come out to the masses, go in every bookstore across the country and really introduce it to people who've not really familiar with it.
And answer a lot of questions for people, because I think some people are curious about it, and they're going to be becoming even more curious soon, because there's actually a TV show coming out this fall called The RVers on PBS and Discovery Channel and online. So, quite a few of the people that are in the book are actually hosting that show. And so, it really is, RV's been popular for a long time, but we're really noticing the hot trend. That's why the publisher reached out to us and asked us to write the book, because it was in response to this hot trend in RVing that we're seeing. I think, a lot of people have, we have such a social media life now. We're seeing pictures of people in amazing places on Instagram and Facebook, and people wanting to go there and realizing that technology now makes it possible for us all to live a mobile life more easily than ever before. And why not? Why not go out and start doing this and live remotely, or start a business, or transition your job to online? And so for us, we're the kind of channel that's just, this is our life, this is what we're doing. It's always had an educational aspect. And I think we both got a background in prior careers in coaching and inspiring people to help them transform their lives. So that's very innate in both of us. And so it was just really natural fit, wasn't it? Every time we shared content, it was always, even if it was something has gone wrong, our coach is broken down, there was always an educational aspect to help empower people to show them how they could deal with that situation, So that's kind of behind everything that we do. And as you can see, Mark's even got a new shirt last week that was given to us, and it's perfect. Teach everything you know.
Well, amen to that. And I can tell you, starting a television channel is just as challenging as trying to start a social media world. But you do it with grace and you do it with beauty. So I am so impressed with what you've gotten done, and I am thanking you guys for being part of the Charted Life and for sharing what you have. But before we let you go, let me hit a couple more questions here, because you guys really you touched on the whole idea of this show that's coming out, the RV Life on PBS. Are you guys going to be participating in that?
The RVers.
Okay.
I'm going to be participating in it. We're in discussions with the producer. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've been in discussions. There's nothing firmed up, but it looks like there's some exciting possibilities.
Maybe, but season one's going to be kicking off here really soon.
In the fall.
Yeah, in the fall.
We're very excited to see that. A lot of our fellow RVing, and actually boating and RVing friends that do both, been around for a long time, produce incredible quality content, and as I said, featured in our book. And so we're super excited that they're hosting the show, because they're really top quality people. And it's going to be fun. We're really excited.
Well,
So that's going to bring
you
a
know,
whole new level.
I think that's part of what I like so much about the book is you know, if you're making the decision to go live in the RV, you buy the RV, you go do it. But so many people are saying, you know, someday I want to do it, but I don't really want to jump off right now. So this book can live on your coffee table, or it can live beside your bed, or wherever you like to do your reading, and you know, it can be there as the inspiration as you build the steam to go jump off and you go do it, whether it's in a boat or in an RV, as the case may be. So that really puts you, I think, in a very special place in a lot of people's lives, because they're going to be the first people to, you're going to be the first people to introduce them to this lifestyle choice. What kind of responsibility do you feel with them? You know, what is it like to be in that position?
Oh, that's a good question. You know what? That is a responsibility, isn't it? I think we both really do, because we have, as I said, had that coaching background. We really, we never project our own choices and our own, you know, opinions or preferences onto others. We're always the kind of people to take a step back and ask questions about the other person and what they're looking for, what's important to them, what are their values, and what are they hoping to achieve through living the RV lifestyle, or any lifestyle, and to really help guide their decisions and empower them. I think that there is a responsibility with that, and that's why in terms of sharing information, we're so thorough in the book and in the school and in the courses and what we do. We don't just throw information out there. You know, we always try to be really balanced, really objective, and to really think about the people that are consuming that information. Does it apply? Can you make it apply to you regardless of your situation, regardless of your budget, regardless, you know, we're full-time RVers. Full-time is not for everyone.
Sure,
you know?
sure.
And so, you know, the book can be for a weekend warrior, someone who just does it for vacations or part-time extended travel. It could be someone who just wants to go and do it for a year and hit the reset button, or just have an adventure and then not sell their house as we did. And so I think that's one thing that we've always done. It's just really...
Yeah, it's being mindful of that responsibility to make sure we're guiding people appropriately.
Well, you know, and that was a show we did last week about the charted life. Is we're really trying to make the message to people that, you know, if you want to work your way into this and dip your toe into it and just go do some weekend traveling, that's a great way to attempt the mobile lifestyle without having to commit fully to it. But then there's those people that just decide, okay, I got to go do it. And I think from what I've seen of the book and I've seen of the school, you're really incredibly thorough in all the aspects of choosing this lifestyle. I was going through the school just before we got on the air, and I noticed you had a video about pets and travel, and I think, you know, that's just such a thorough analysis of the lifestyle that, you know, you're really inspired in how you guys did this stuff. So you know, what are your advices? Should somebody jump into the school first, or should they start with a book first?
I think the book's a good place to start. You know, one, because it's more affordable. I mean, you can pick up a copy of the book for under $20. You know, the school's a bit more of an investment, but still very, very affordable for the volume of content that's in there. And, you know, I think the good thing about the book is it helps you in chapter 1 ask the question. It helps you even determine if it's for you or not. You know, it dispels a lot of myths and misconceptions. I mean, you might get to the end of chapter 1 and say, yeah, you know what, it's not for me. And so then that's good. You saved yourself a
very expensive mistake, yeah.
Well, you know, as I'm sure is the case with boating, like, we see a lot of people go out and they jump into the RV life all excited and, you know, just wanting to hit the road without really doing the thorough research. And not just research, but that self-analysis, those questions you need to ask yourself and each other about what you're looking for and what's important and what are your objectives and how does that play out financially. Because, you know, as anyone that has bought an RV or a boat knows, usually you lose quite a bit of money, especially if you buy them new, but, you know, they depreciate over time typically. I mean, I can't speak to boats, but certainly for RVs. And, you know, if you make the wrong decision, it's very hard to make the right decision the first time when you're not experienced, when you haven't lived in it for a while.
Right, or at least in your research.
Yeah, and so, you know, if you find, and we find most RVers don't nail it in the first purchase. And so when you do that and then, you know what, this isn't quite working out, let's trade it in for something else. Well, oof, that's expensive. You know,
Yeah.
that can be tens of thousands of dollars. We've met people that have, I don't know, 70 grand in a year through a series of decisions that didn't really work for them. So we just try to help them avoid that.
Well, you know, I have to, mea culpa, I made the exact same mistake. We bought ourselves a 42-foot Endeavor last year that we were planning on living aboard, and that's kind of where we started the show. Conversations at the Helm was on that boat. And it was a compromise that, you know, it had some of the things my wife liked and it had some of the things that I liked, and ultimately it was a boat. And the thing was is that it wasn't meeting all of the needs that we had. So when God came and took that boat, I wasn't actually all that hurt. And I started a television show. But I really wish that we'd had this conversation before I bought that boat.
You live and you learn, right?
Yeah, well, living to learn. Yes, absolutely. And maybe that's part of the education on the whole things. That's the you know, the stripes that you get for doing this thing. And we have an RV, or an Airstream, I should say. We have the boat, and neither one of them are working right now, so we're building a television channel. That's how we do things.
Yeah, both of the lifestyles. But it's part of the adventure, isn't it?
Exactly that. Yes, it is. Well, speaking of adventures, we are back to Adventures in Television, and we have wasted 45 minutes of your life that you'll never get back. But I can't thank you guys enough for taking some time out and through the woods of Maine, reaching out and talking to us tonight.
Oh, it's been such a joy. Not a waste at all. This has been a really fun time. Yeah, even with the technology challenges and everything. So,
Yeah.
always such a pleasure to chat with you.
Well, I tell you, if you make it back to Beaufort on your way down south at all, make sure you stop in. We'll have dinner together, and we can talk into the wee hours of the night, and we don't have to worry about commercial breaks.
And we can drink wine.
Oh, yeah! That's what I wanted to hear.
Happy hour, right?
That's what we're doing after this, because we earned it with this show.
Well, thanks so much for having us. It's been a real pleasure, and we look forward to hopefully staying connected with some of your viewers. If anyone wants to find out more, come and join our community at RV Love on all those different social media channels, and you know, learn a lot more in the book here, Living the RV Life. Any questions, you know, feel free to ask. You know, we're available on all the channels. We'd love to be able to, you know, help you people out as well.
Well, we're going to share everything we can out of what you're doing, because you're just such wonderful people, and we absolutely love finding new friends like you out there. So make sure you go onto our website and make sure we're doing everything right there, and we're going to sell the heck out of this book, because you can get this book up on our Augie's shop, in the Augie's bookshop. You can also enroll in the school on our website, and you get a 10% code off enrollment in that school when you go to our website. And thank you so much. Go have a glass of wine and let me finish this show. How about that?
Sounds great.
Thanks so much,
again.
guys.
Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you
Bye
too.
now.
Welcome to Bayside Jeeps in Morehead City, North Carolina. We specialized in well-loved old-school Jeeps, offering regular maintenance to custom bodywork. Want to add some excitement to your ride? We can do it. Ask about our concierge service for regular customers, making it easy to drop off and pick up your Jeep. We are also a North Carolina inspection station and can perform basic oil changes and service on most vehicles. Conveniently located on Arundel Street, Highway 70 East, next to Coral Bay Marina. Visit us at BaysideJeeps.com. Call today to schedule an appointment.
Do you use a generator on a regular basis? Do you have trouble starting it up, pouring the fuel in, getting the thing going? Well, if you do, we have the solution for you. Introducing Car Generator. That is, the car generator which produces the power from your car with the simple hookup of your battery, and it will only use the fuel in your car to get it going. It weighs just 16 pounds, and it is ready to go when you are, whenever you need to have electricity power to your trailer, to your RV, to your camping site, to your home, whatever. If the storms blow, if the floods come, if natural disasters strike, you are ready to go with the Car Generator. All you do is simply plug it into your car, and as long as your car has gas, you have power on the road and on the go. Don't get caught out in the cold. Call 800-750-4660 and order your car generator today, or go to cargenerator.com and order yours today.
The United States of America is an amazing place.
From sea to shining sea, there are sights to behold, foods to taste, and all kinds of different ways to live.
But one of the most amazing things about the United States of America is you don't need papers to travel from the Golden Gate Bridge all the way to the Statue of Liberty and everywhere in between.
That's because we as Americans have a unique right to be able to travel between the states, which started in the very inception of our country when it was written into the Articles of Confederation that anybody can go anywhere they want. Upon the founding of this great nation, that right was largely an American concept, as other parts of the world required many of its citizens to have permission of the landowners or the governments to be able to travel from place to place. But our founding fathers had the foresight to understand that all 50 states were part of one nation,
And that to truly appreciate this country, you have to be able to go from one border to the next without ever having to ask for permission. And Americans have held their right to travel as one of their most unalienable rights they have.
Of high adventure and faraway places, of strange lands with curious customs. The open road is to him what the open range is to the wild Mustang. A man dreams of the day he and his family can share the joys of travel together.
And while the times have changed, we still have an amazing thirst for travel in this country.
I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere.
Whether it's on the open road or the open sea, Americans love to see places, go places, do things, and have fun. And that's what we're all about at the Charted Life.
I've been to Reno, Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Toronto, Winslow, Sarasota, Wichita.
So this Independence Day, think about all the rights we do have as Americans. And think about the fact that we don't have to ask permission to go to our next door neighbor, to go to the next town over, or even to go to the next state over. Because we Americans have the unilateral right to go wherever we want to go. So this Independence Day, celebrate the fact that we have the right to go where we want to go in this country, whether we like it or not. For the Charted Life, I'm Captain Christopher German. Happy Independence Day.
Talking to you now. I'm Captain Christopher German. This is Conversations at the Helm, and that was a video I put together celebrating, I think, what is one of our greatest rights as Americans, to be able to travel between the states, and that's something that Mark and Julie are doing so phenomenally. The Bennetts are doing the RV Love thing throughout all 50 states. They have touched on all of them. They have a big sticker on their inside of their wall in their RV, and they have put stickers up from every state, and I think that is just amazing to think that you can hop in a car or a bus or on a bike or in a van or in an RV, and you can make it all the way from Maine to California, from Washington down to Florida, and get Hawaii and Alaska in there. That is just too cool, isn't it? And that is what the rights we have as Americans to do. So that's what this show is supposed to be all about. And we were lucky enough to have Mark and Julie join us tonight, so we just thought we would put everything aside and let's talk to these people, because they're actually doing it. And what better way to celebrate the freedom than talk to the people that are actually living that freedom? And despite the fact, not despite the fact, but because of the fact that she has chosen to come here from Australia and celebrate the right we have as Americans. That is just such a cool thing. So thank you so much, Mark and Julie, for joining us tonight on Conversations at the Helm and celebrating the right to travel between the places of the United States. And I think that is something that I'm hoping everybody appreciates as an American right now, because we have a lot of things that we're worried about in our country, and there's a lot of things that might make you say, okay, American, But that is one thing I think that we should all celebrate, that we do have the right to travel, and that we are one country under God, that we can travel the roads and go all across the seas and do everything we want to be able to enjoy this country. Now, speaking of traveling around these United States, what better way to travel around the United States than to do it by boat? I'm Captain Christopher German. I'm a sailor after all, and let me tell you about my little celebration that I'm working on. We're going to start the Great Loop, which you may have seen the videos. If you're not, you have to check out on our website. We have a tour of the boat that I am going to contribute to the Great Loop, and you will get usage of this boat, and you will learn to sail on this boat, and you will have the chance to live the sailboat lifestyle. We'll give you the home. You just have to learn to sail it, and you will travel the entire Great Loop of the United States. And that's a lot of different places to see, and that's going to touch a lot of different states. And you don't need any papers, or you don't need any permission to go from Ohio to Michigan. You don't need any any permission to go across the Gulf of Mexico or the Long Island Sound, Chesapeake Bay, or any of the other places that you're going to touch when you do the Great Loop. And we will give you this boat, and we will ask you to start your own sailing channel, and you will manage to get all the way around this place or all around the Great Loop of the United States, and you'll get to go do that. Hey, guess what? I hear something like
This is the SV Lost Boys. It is a 42-foot Endeavor sailboat built in 1991, and this is the boat that is going to be the platform for the Great Loop television show. We will give you this boat.
And I'm back. So that's a little clip of the show, of the tour that you're going to get. And you got to go to our website, www.thechartedlife.net, and you have to go, it's on the Great Loop tab. There's a number of tabs on the left-hand side of the screen, and you'll drop down on there and you'll find the Great Loop. And there you can get an application, or at least a rundown of what it's all about. We have a PDF on there. We also have a video on there. And we've also received our first sponsor for the show, which is Nautic Ed. We will teach you to sail free of charge. Free of charge. You will learn to sail, you will be given a sailboat, and you will get all of that when you agree to participate in the Great Loop television show. And that's going to be coming up very shortly. And you heard Mark and Julie talking about how they're going to be doing the RV show up on PBS. Well, you're going to have the Great Loop, and that's a sailing show which is going to be taking place on the Charted Life Television Network. So we do hope that you will send us a 2-minute video of you and your partner, whether it's your husband, your wife, your special someone, whoever it is. You don't have to be married. I don't care. I don't think this is a great opportunity to bring kids on. So I'm not advocating a 4-person family. We have the boat tour ready. You want to see the boat tour? No? You want me to keep talking? Okay, I will keep talking, and we will ask you to put a 2-minute video together of you and your partner. Now, the idea about kids, I don't mind pets. Pets is a different story, but I don't think this is a great opportunity for kids, only because I don't think we can teach a husband and a wife, or 2 husbands, or 2 wives, or 2 wives and 2 husbands, and whatever. I don't know. Whatever your combination is, couples are difficult to teach together. And there's a lot of misgivings that happen on there. So this is not necessarily something for a family with kids, because the responsibilities of being a parent while underway, maybe that's a bit much. So go to our website, www.thechartedlife.net, and it is under the Great Loop. And I want you to send us a 2-minute video explaining to us why you want to be on this. And you can send it, email it to us at info@thechartedlife.net, or share your YouTube link and share it to our page on The Charted Life, which is on Facebook or on Twitter or on LinkedIn or on any of the others. And we want to see your videos, so please send us those videos. Now, I'm getting the wind-up thing, so thank you so much for watching Conversations at the Helm. I'm Captain Christopher German. This is the Charted Life Television Network, and we do hope you had a beautiful 4th of July Independence Day weekend. Have yourselves a good Sunday night. Thanks for watching.
Let's get away from it all. Let's take a trip and a trailer. No need to come back at all. Let's take a powder for Boston or Tyler, and let's get away from it all.